Hello and welcome to another video by DeckDev. Today we're going to be talking about installing some more tooling, funny enough. What we're going to go for is Visual Studio Code. Now, Visual Studio Code is a code editor. We can just type in VS Code in a search engine and we can find the first link that comes to us, Visual Studio Code. We've got a download button here. We can go, since we're on Windows, we're going to be clicking on the Windows install button there. So just click on that. This is going to download the actual editor's installer. Now, VS Code's got a lot of context highlighting. It's got intelligent code completion and a lot of other nice little features in it that help us as developers to create software. Previously, we've used Notepad to edit files. In this case now, as opposed to Notepad, we'll be using Visual Studio Code, at least for the up-and-coming stuff. We'll be using this for things like JavaScript and TypeScript and things like that for general editing and for using things like Node.js. We'll be using an internal sort of terminal inside Visual Studio Code. But again, all of that's to come. Okay, now that that's finished downloading, we can go into the folder and double click on the VS Code user setup file. We'll accept the agreement, click next. It's going to put us kind of in our sort of app data local programs, which will be for this specific user. Click next, next again. Now here we've got options to add Open with Code and Open with Code to the Window Explorer and Direct Contact menu. These will be useful over time when you're in Windows to help you sort of open things with the editor. So we'll click next and install. Okay, so it's finished installing. We'll leave that tick saying launch Visual Studio Code just so we can get its first run done. So we'll click finish. That's going to open Visual Studio Code. You'll be presented with the Get Started VS Code. You can choose your particular theme, what you actually prefer. Personally, I just like the dark modern that it comes with. You can look at more themes if you like. There's a lot of different ones around. There's Dark Plus. Isn't much difference to Dark Modern. But at the moment, I'm just going to close the welcome screen and show you a little bit about this. So in this editor, we've got a sort of a file explorer area. We've got the ability to search. We've got a source control thing. Remember when we were talking about Git and GitHub, this can interact with that. We've got a little debug area to run things. And we've got what we call extensions. We're going to be making some videos on the extensions because they are quite nice to add more functionality to VS Code. As it stands, it works okay for HTML and CSS and JavaScript a little bit. But there's more functionality you can add to it, like Python. You can add C++ and so much more sort of linting and highlighting and other things to it. So now that we've got it installed, that pretty much concludes this video. It's quite a short one, but that's okay. Feel free to like and subscribe these things if you want to help with the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you in the next video.